So what our project is about is food safety. When we think about Africa and sub-Saharan Africa in particular, we often think of infectious diseases that are transferred by mosquitoes or things like Ebola and rabies maybe, but there are also a lot of foodborne diseases. Just like we have them here, you eat something wrong, you get diarrhea, or even worse. Sometimes people get sepsis, people may even die from the consequences of foodborne infections. And in fact, Tanzania has been identified as a hotspot for foodborne disease, particularly for diseases caused by two bacteria that go by the lovely names of Campylobacter and Salmonella. They're also a common problem in the Western world, but they're a major problem in Africa. And in fact, in sub-Saharan Africa, an estimated 100,000 people a year die from Salmonella alone. So before this interview is over, someone in sub-Saharan Africa will have died from Salmonella. So we're in the second year of our project, and our findings to date are a first view of what's going on. But what we're seeing is that in the animals themselves, these bacteria, the Campylobacter and the Salmonella that I talked about, are present, particularly in cattle and goats, maybe less so in sheep. But the occurrence is at a very low level. Also, when these animals are slaughtered, even though the slaughterhouses and the slaughter slabs that they use in Tanzania are quite simple, actually the slaughter process is quite clean, because the carcasses that come out of these slaughterhouses have an even lower level of these bacteria on them. However, when we then look at the meat that is sold by butchers or in eateries, formal restaurants or informal street eateries, we start to find higher levels again. So somewhere between the actual slaughter itself and the sales of the meat, there is contamination of the product. And because we tried to explain that gap, we started to look at environmental samples as well, things like butcher's blocks, for example, or the butcher shop maybe, and that's where we also find these bacteria. So there is contamination of the meat that's being consumed by people, but it doesn't come from the animals or the slaughter process so much. It's a problem post-slaughter, which means that we should be able to reduce the problem by improving hygiene in the butcher shops